Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mention It All podcast. I am so excited to be joined today by our newest Real Housewife of Miami. She has just joined the show and she's already making a splash, and I'm so excited to chat with her. Stephanie Shojaee, hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. You are brand new to the Housewives Bravo family. You're doing this, for the first time. How is it feeling knowing that you are here? You've arrived.
Oh my gosh, it's wild. It's wild, and especially because I had the anticipation of having to wait till episode 4. But I've never received so many opinions in my life. It's like a monsoon out there.
Yeah, it's feedback season.
It is. Comments everywhere.
What is it like for you? Because you have a bit of a following on social media. It's not like you were, living in a cave before this, but it is a different thing to be on a platform like this every week. What has that been like this week?
It is. It's definitely different to be on this platform. But like you said, I have built like my fan base, which I like to call them friends. And they're like really loyal, and they've been like chiming in and like sticking up for me. And like, I feel like it's been very helpful, because if you're not used to it, the comments, some people are gonna be really mean.
Yeah. And it's tough because I think sometimes you'll see people come on a show like this or just anything on TV that have like 500 followers on Instagram.
That's brutal.
They just made their account public last week, and it's like, oh, I don't know if you're
cut out for this.
I don't know if you know what's coming your way. And I feel like you were like,
I kind of knew.
You're a little savvy.
Oh yeah, and I'm so opinionated, and like I'm so open, and like I say crazy things that I've like invited all of these opinions into my life for so long but this is different in the sense that it's just so many. Where it would be like 200 comments, now it was like 1,000. Like, I think my Instagram froze when the first episode launched. I think like my Instagram was like going berserk.
They're like locking you out of the account while they figure out what's going
on.
Like, it's okay, I'm just on Housewives. Can you take me back when this opportunity first kind of came into the scene? How did that happen for you, and was it an easy decision to do the show?
No, it was a very hard decision. I had been asked to do the Housewives of Miami for maybe like 2 or 3 years, and I kept on saying no, like I'll never do it. And then an opportunity came up to do another show that was real estate related, and I shot it, and I loved the experience of having like cameras around. And I was like, my life is so fun and it's so fabulous. I want to share it with people, and I want them to see like you can be hardworking and dress fashionable and be funny and be outspoken. And I thought that show was going to give me the opportunity, but unfortunately it didn't get picked up. We had to reshoot it again with another cast. They kept me, but they wanted a whole new cast. So, that was indicative of the fact that I was obviously going to be good on camera if they kept me. We shot it for the second time, and that it didn't get, picked up, but I loved it. So when the opportunity came for Housewives, I was like, I'll take it.
So you're like, I feel like I've had 2 practice runs already.
Yeah. Although it wasn't the exact practice that I probably needed, because it wasn't fighting and like arguing and like this. It was like very business oriented. Okay. So it was very like similar minds.
Was your husband going to be on that show?
No, it was like all female.
Got it. I think that's something, just having that kind of like almost like practice, just living in front of the camera though, because it can be hard if you've never done anything like this, to join a show where it's like, oh yeah, like we're going to sit at dinner for 2 hours and until we need to get it out.
Until we get what we need to get. Yeah. I feel like it just sounds so cliche. So many things that have happened in my life have prepared me for what's to come. And at the moment, you don't understand, like, why is this happening to me? And then I look back and I'm like, oh my God, all this stuff happened to prepare me to like where I am, today.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the like instances was I shot these. I was so upset that they didn't get picked up. But like, I was like, when the cameras were all around, I was like, oh, I did this before.
Right. You're like, okay, now I think I can wrap my mind around what this other opportunity would look like.
What I couldn't wrap my head around was the amount of gossiping and stuff going on behind my back. But
we'll get to some of that. I thought it was really admirable. I guess I enjoyed in your first episode, you shared already, I think, a lot of interesting stuff about your background, about, where you come from, being, a first generation American, and, all the meeting your husband, your having kids and not having kids, that kind of thing. What was it like for you kind of navigating in those first times that you were filming, like what you really wanted to bring to the show as yourself?
Yeah. Well, for number one, I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to be like where Dylan knows Stephanie at a lunch, and you know Dylan knows Stephanie on TV, and like you just know that they're both matching. That was most important to me. And then the second thing most important to me was I want to show my real life. Like I want to be able to show like how I am a first generation American, how I learned English when I was 10, how I wanted to like be really rich and like work really hard. Like some people are like, oh my God, she's so materialistic. Like, I don't know. That's just what I like in life. You know, it's normal and it's okay. Not everybody has to like it. I wanted to showcase my relationship with my husband, the company, my all female team. That's what I really wanted people to see. I actually wanted to be like empowering.
Yeah. I think it's a good instinct because I think sometimes people have the idea that it's like, oh, if I maybe sand down some of these edges or keep a few things off the table that might, you know, saying like, oh, I wanted to be rich and have this stuff when I was younger, like people might kind of be like, oh, I'm not sure about that. But for you, knowing that like, if you don't include those things, then it's not going to feel like we're meeting the real you.
Yeah, no, that is true. Like I wanted people to be like, where did this come from? Like, why does she want to be like where she is? Ever since I was a little girl, like I only liked nice things. Like I wanted to have the shiniest shoes, the best sneakers. It just was always me. And like, you know, some girls, they maybe like want to grow up to be like a mom and have a child and like take them to like ballet class. Like that's like hell to me. I don't want to do that. Like, why is it so bad to say that I don't like it? You know?
I thought it was funny watching the women in this cast be like, I've never been to a baby shower. What's that?
Yeah, like seriously.
I was like, okay, we had a few different people that were like, this is not my...
Julia, she didn't know like what a baby shower was either.
I know.
That baby shower was definitely not what I expected out of a baby shower.
No. I know. It was like, okay, so I want it to be really nice and just about Julia. So this is what's going to happen and we're all going to yell.
Yeah. And then Lisa's going to leave crying.
That was your initiation.
Yeah, I was
think.
like, what just happened? I remember calling my husband. I was like, I don't think baby showers are like this.
Yeah, not usually.
No,
not usually as much fighting. Before we get into some of the drama with the group, I have a list of questions that I want to ask you that are like a little bit like icebreakers. We're still getting to know you on the show, so I want to get to know sort of some of the things that go into like your experience so far. So first, is there any piece of advice that you got about doing the show that you listened to while you were filming or since then?
I actually got a piece of advice that I didn't listen to and it caused issues. Okay. So I got a piece of advice that was don't trust some of the girls. And I went in trusting all of them. I also got opinions on all of the girls from different ones, but it was like playing like, I was like, what is it, like Legos or Tetris? I was like trying to piece, and I was like, you know what, let me just not listen to this advice.
Like if you go in with too much like strategy, then first of all, you're not going to form real friendships at all. Yeah. But second of all, you're almost going to like overthink all the interactions. And then I feel like that's how you get in trouble of like, oh, you look two-faced or you know, you aren't genuine or whatever. And it's like, ugh.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't listen to that advice. Okay. I went in and I was like, I'm going to try to be friends with all these girls. I'm going to give them all a chance. Whoever does me dirty, does me dirty. And then I'll be like, oh, you were right, but I gave her a fair chance.
Yeah, it's like we're keeping the little like tally list.
Exactly. I have a little tally list in my pocket.
Of course. Okay. What is one thing that surprised you in a good way about doing the show?
In a very, very good way was the bonds that you make with the girls. Like I actually speak to all of them. I check in. With some of them, I go out to lunch. And I think I didn't go into this thinking that I would actually care so deeply about all of them. Yeah. Really, I truly didn't. I mean, I've been very vocal about the fact that I'm a very judgy person. And I judged a lot of the girls on there. And I was very wrong about them. And I felt like, okay, I was wrong about them, but I'm still not going to become close to them. But the fact that I truly care about them was a very pleasant surprise to me.
That's interesting. Because I think a lot of people go in probably like hoping for more closer friendships. And then maybe if that doesn't happen, they're like, why am I even here?
Exactly.
But for you, it's almost like the opposite. No. Like you had low expectations.
Yes, I had low expectations and it came out like really high, which is great. I mean, Larsa and I are so close. Like we talk like 3-4 times a day. I go to her house on the weekends. I like just lounge in her sofa on Sundays. So we FaceTime. I talk to her mom. Like we're really close.
Larsa was here a couple weeks ago and I asked her like what to expect when you joined the show. And she was like very excited for people to meet you.
Yeah, I love her so much. And you know, Adriana, I'm really close to. Kiki, Alexia, I speak to Marisol, Gertie. I mean, really, I speak to all of them.
I love that. What is one thing that surprised you in a less good way?
It's so time consuming.
Oh, really?
It's just very time consuming.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wasn't told by anybody that it was to be this time consuming. Running a business and filming this is, you need to be a magician. And like, I operate at a very fast pace. I've all day I've been doing press today, and I managed to change my outfit like in between each press. Like, I work really quick, okay? And like, everything is really like very organized. Everything's in a garment bag. I have the accessories. I move fast. Even at that pace, making them work, meaning like running Shoma and running, like not running, but like being in Housewives of Miami, it was tough.
You're running like your own mini little like housewives business.
Yeah, basically. It's like nonstop.
You're like, all the outfits have to be coordinated. I need to know where and when I'm getting glam.
Yeah. And like the phone calls are coming in, and like we have rental communities and Choma Bazaar, and it's a lot. So that was like the negative.
Can you tell me a little bit more about, with the business side of things, like what's your like corner of the business that you're kind of doing day to day?
Okay, so like what Shoma is a little bit?
Yeah, because it seems like it's this like massive thing.
Yeah, so it's a real estate development company, and my husband started it in the 80s. Right. So he's built like thousands and thousands of like condominiums, apartments, townhouses, shopping centers. So like right now we built like a Wingstop, and there are like our tenants, you know, like Chipotle, there's like Dunkin' Donuts, like all this stuff. How it works together is that like he'll buy the land, and then he'll be like, okay, Stephanie, I think that we should do a rental community here. He does like all of the math stuff, and then he'll be like, okay, you're going to build the rental community. It's going to be 400 units, get the leasing team, get the maintenance team. Let's figure out like if you want 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, and let's get it rented. And like, I handle it from there.
So it's kind of like you like take it and run with it.
Correct. But he does I'm not like a math person. Yeah. So like, I'm not going to go negotiate like the land, you know, like you get the land.
No, that sounds stressful.
Yeah. Like you deal with like whatever bank you're going to deal with, like who's going to do the loan for the land, and I'll handle it from there.
That is like such a foreign world to me. Like when you talk about like, I think on the episode you were like 800 units or something. I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. You know, what's even crazier is dealing with the tenants. You know, it's like 800 tenants, and they're usually like in a family or they're married. So it's like now 1,600, and you have to deal with them, and they're angry, and the trash chute isn't working, or the toilet got clogged or whatever. And obviously, like those problems don't come to me, but I get the nightly report.
You're not in the trash chute.
Yeah, I'm not fixing
like, what's stuck in here.
But I'm so OCD and like so involved with everything that I do get nightly reports from our communities, and it'll be like, oh, Dylan had a problem and he's being, you know, problematic, and now he's saying he doesn't want to pay rent, and like I don't deal with it.
I don't want to pay rent. I'd like that.
So then like I'll deal with it, but like it's very fun. I think like my husband and I work great together because, you know, he's very macro and I'm very micro, so we work well together.
Yeah. So then it's like, oh wait, I have to get lunch with Alexia on Friday. Yeah. Somebody else has to handle this like long to-do list.
Thank God I have a team of 10 girls.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they all handle like everything that has to do like with my side. Yeah. Which is like one of the things I really wanted to showcase on the show, was that I have an all-female Latina team that I took like from straight out of school. And gave him like an opportunity in a large company, and I'm very proud of it.
Sounds like that could be a show.
Yep.
Sounds like it almost was.
I have names for it, okay? I have names. We could do Shoma Stilettos.
Okay.
Okay. Bougie Boardroom.
Okay.
I have a couple names.
Okay. Well, we gotta put that in the cooker for once we've been on Housewives for more than 2 weeks. We can talk about the spinoff. Okay. What is your favorite thing that you wore during the season? Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like every outfit.
I know.
No, I can't pick it. Like it's really hard. Like I really love every single one of my outfits. I have like a least favorite one.
Oh, okay.
I do. It's gonna come soon. It's like so plain. Like I feel like you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, oh, that's the one.
I love that your least favorite is like, I could have done better.
Yeah, you're gonna see. I know everyone's gonna see it and they're gonna be like, oh, that's her least. Like,
well, I feel like when you come on the show for the first time, it probably feels like a lot of pressure that you're like, oh, I have to like show these girls what I'm packing.
Okay, yes, but also at the same time, I wanted it to be realistic. You know, I am not going to go see a site after a hurricane dressed in stilettos, you know, as much as I want to. I'm not trying to be like Selling Sunset where you're like wearing these outfits that are like, you know, okay. So I went to this site and I dressed it down and I hated the outfit. So I just kind of gave it away of which one I hated. But
you're wearing like jeans and a t-shirt.
Well,
and
I don't wear jeans. Okay. I'm not a denim girl. Okay.
You're not wearing like Converse.
What are those?
I cannot picture it, I have to say. Okay, who's the last person in the group that you texted?
Oh my gosh. Larsa.
Larsa. That makes sense. If you're in charge next season, where are you going on a group trip?
Oh. I definitely don't want to be in charge of that because that trip last season was. I would love to do St. Bart's.
Cute.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's been done before, but like St. Bart's, I think is a good one. I mean,
Okay.
I would say Dubai, but
A little island vibe.
yeah, I like island vibe,
That
like
makes
the little
sense.
moke, little like cute bathing suits.
Yeah,
I have great beach wear. That's probably why I'm picking it.
You're like, the looks are coming together on this imaginary trip. What is one thing that you feel like people get wrong about you?
Oh, well, for sure that I'm a gold digger, but I've been hearing that like my whole life. So I think that's completely wrong. And I also think the other main thing is that I don't work as hard as I do.
Okay.
Let me just set the record straight. Gold diggers are at home painting their nails and like collecting money. They're not getting up at 4:30 in the
Right.
morning to like be at the office at 8, running this whole show, coming home at 8 p.m. Like that's not a gold digger.
Right, like the if you're a gold digger, then the idea is that you don't have to do all of
Then
that.
you don't have to work. Yeah, like I'm at work every single day, and sometimes Saturdays.
Okay. I mean, you sort of met that head on in your first appearance when you're like, oh, like I wanted these things. I'm not going to be like denying that.
No, of course I wanted it, but I was willing to work. I had lemonade stand when I was little. I had like I've always been
Yeah.
some person that's like out to like work for it.
Okay. I get that. I can see that.
Yeah, just like I
Even
don't-
just talking to you, I feel like you have like an engine.
Yeah, it's like always
running.
running. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm never listen, I don't want to say I'm never content with what I have because I'm really happy and appreciative, but
Right.
I want more.
Yeah, you're
You know?
ambitious.
I'm very ambitious. Like
Yeah.
I'm very like, and I'm also like I'm planning for like the next
Mm.
thing, you know?
That kind of makes sense to me that you get along with Larsa because she's somebody who like is always looking for the next like business venture, the next partnership, whatever. You know, she's like coming in here with a dating app and a tequila and everything.
Yeah.
It's like it makes
I love
sense.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And I love to surround myself with people like that. You can't just be like, okay, I'm good here for now and then like stop looking for other doors. Like you can be good here now
Yeah.
and start planning like what door you're going to go through.
Yeah. I'm curious for you, when you were joining the cast, had you seen the show before or had you seen much
Oh,
of
gosh.
who was in the group?
Which, by the way, my answer to this caused so much ruckus online because people like took such offense to it. I am very, very busy and I just don't have time to like come home and like lounge.
Right.
And the times that I do come home to lounge, my husband doesn't want to watch reality TV. However, that being said, I obviously have social media and have Instagram and things do go viral in Miami.
Right.
So there have been clips in Miami that have gone viral of the Miami Housewives, and it had sparked my interest to like continue watching the clips. Had I gone to go look at the season? No. I had seen bits and pieces of Beverly Hills Housewives,
Okay.
but I also felt like it was more my vibe just because they have a little bit more like luxury and like, you know, Dorit dresses really fabulous and like
I saw a photo of you with Jennifer Tilly at a
Yeah.
Schiaparelli event.
Yeah. Last Fashion Week in Paris.
Okay.
Such a nice lady.
How do you know? And you know Caroline Stanbury.
I know
as
Caroline
well.
Stan-
What's the story there?
Caroline Stanbury DM'd me. I mean, do you know Caroline? Have you met her?
Yeah.
She's so wild. She like talks to everybody. I've never seen anybody network so
No,
much.
it's crazy because to me, I'm like, okay, yeah, she was like on this show. That's where I know her from, and it's like she is such a connector. Like globally.
Global. It's so insane. She DM'd me once, and I like when I look at my husband, I was like, I think this girl's on like a show. Like I'm not one to like want to meet new people all the time, but she looked really fun, and I was like, I'm gonna just answer her back. So I answered her back. Long story short, we became friends. We hang out when we go to Europe together.
Yeah.
She's now like, you know, come to Miami. I love her. She's wild, but we met that way.
She's another person where you wouldn't necessarily know from like following her on Instagram or seeing her on TV all the different like things that she has going on.
So much.
Like she always has some project. She's like, I feel like she has a lot of hands in a lot of different pots. Like she's kind of like a hustler in a
Total,
good
and
way.
I admire that of her so much. My husband calls her like Miss Little Hustler, and like has like a nickname for her. We love Sergio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sergio's funny.
So funny.
They brought back Real Housewives of Miami a few years back after it had been off for a long time. And the cast stayed exactly the same for 3 seasons. And you're the first person to come into the group since that kind of like reboot a few years ago. Did you have an idea that this was like a very solidified group? And was that something in your mind at all? Of like,
At all.
oh, I'm like the new girl?
No. I really didn't think of it. I was like, listen, I love Larsa. I've had known Marisol through DM. I knew Alexia, but I've never been one to like shy away from going into like a group. I'm like the least shy person you'll ever meet. And I don't know how, but I have like the highest self-esteem of like anybody. I'm like so overly confident that I was like, oh, new friends? This will be fine. This is not going to be a problem.
I'm curious then, how did that play into how you handled, like, obviously there's a lot of ongoing conflicts and drama within the group that started before you were there. Did you have in your mind at all, like, okay, like, I'm going to wait and get the facts and then decide how I feel about this? Or because you don't want to be like coming on too strong.
No, I didn't. I wanted to like hear everybody out and like be like, okay, let me hear your side of your story. The only one that was tough for me to like hear both sides was obviously Lisa and Larsa, because obviously I'm so close to Larsa. Thankfully, even after I heard it, I do side more with like on Larsa's side in regards to like the whole unfollowing Marcus.
Yeah. Just unfollow Marcus.
Just unfollow him. You know, she did. Thank God. You know, can we just talk about how much like we talk about this guy? Like we talk about him so much.
I know.
It's like free publicity.
I know. Marcus was here once upon a time. He's been in the building.
Yeah. Like, come on. This guy does not need publicity.
It is funny. I did think though it was like you had that moment in your first episode where Lisa made the comment about wanting to know you because of the plane and stuff like that. And like, I thought that was kind of an early inclination of like, okay, maybe you guys aren't exactly gonna see eye to eye.
She was honest. She was honest. At least, you know, she was honest. I had said like, you know, who doesn't like rich friends? I mean, let's be honest. Like, just some people don't want to say it. I think the way she said it might have come across like mean, but like everybody wants like a rich friend.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you agree?
Yeah. I mean,
don't like. I mean,
being on a private plane isn't the worst thing.
Yeah, like you would want like, you know. I just felt like she should have gotten to know me. Like I'm also really funny and I'm really cool and I'm like really
right.
Know.
That it's like you can like that part of you.
Yes.
As long as you don't think that's the
only
part of
thing.
you.
Because imagine if I'm like this horrible, sour, mean person that treats people like shit, but you want to be on the plane. That's bad. But I felt like she kind of did know me maybe through like my glam team and socials. Yeah. But yeah, it was a little bit, you know.
Yeah. We're just getting started still with this season. When you look ahead to your first reunion, where are you worried about that? Are you stressed?
I'm not stressed. I just heard that it gets like a little wild. Yeah. And like I just don't know like how it's gonna be for me. I feel like
I gotta get the outfit.
That's the only thing that I care right now. But it's like the outfit.
Like what color am I supposed to wear?
The outfit is like what I really, really want. Like to make sure that it's like perfect. And like I narrow it down, especially because like I'm so OCD and like, you know, I need my stuff planned. I'm not like really worried, but at the same time, I also have this thing where like I don't hold grudges. Like I get over things really quickly. So I kind of forgot about all the horrible things that were said, you know, in the fights. And I feel like everything's just going to be rehashed.
Right. You're like watching the episode each week. It's like, I guess that's going to be a thing.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because I say crazy things in my confessionals.
Well, you're on the roller coaster now.
I am. Oh, I got on that thing a while ago and I'm like, uh-oh.
Well, Steph, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to Real Housewives.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe and watch Real Housewives of Miami Wednesday nights on Bravo. And until next time, be cool. Don't be all like uncool.